Islam Makhachev is the next Khabib Nurmagomedov. That's it. That's the whole video. Thanks for watching.
That's all, folks.
Holy mackerel. Holy Makhachev. This guy finished the head and arm strangle in the half guard on the wrong side. I can count on a few fingers how many times I've seen this. Notably, when Sage Northcutt got subbed by Barbareno, we all shit on him for tapping to that. And for good reason, that's ridiculous, but no one is judging Drew Doberman. Islam Makhachev is like a solid cut of Dagestani granite. Solid, immovable. His freakish pressure and positioning makes grapplers like me excited about the current state of MMA. Like, oh, you think you're gonna cut a good promo and buy Gucci robes and become a star? Wrong. If you're fighting at 155, this Dagestani wrecking ball is in business to destroy all you bootleg Conor McGregors. Now your skill will have to speak. Gone are the days of throwing dollies and being an overall megalomaniac. Let's face it, you all fed into it and you lapped it up. Khabib was a cure that returned MMA to its true form. A sport that's supposed to pit two individuals against each other in the purest form possible. Not some dick measuring contest on who can say the wittier one-liner.
I do look fucking healthy. I look great. You look like you've served the last 2 terms in the fucking Oval Office. You look worn out.
I actually started calling it KFC, Kardashian Fighting Championship.
It was labeled, they're all labeled with like a regular labeler.
Because these fighters were acting thirsty for the clout, cringy as fuck. Now with the inimitable Khabib Nurmagomedov stepping away from the fight game at the height of his powers, a spot has opened up. Makhachev fills that void perfectly. I think what makes Islam so great is how relatable he is. Remember, this is a guy who has lost before, only to have come back better than ever. Being able to learn from your losses is something every great champion must be capable of. Look at him now. He just big brother Drew Doberman, who was on a complete tear in his career. Drew was looking good going into that fight, with a ton of momentum, a win streak, and he looked absolutely jacked to the tits. But none of it was enough. The timing, technique, and fight IQ was simply too much for Drew. A few of my students asked me if Islam is strong. I said, of course. Mountain folk are different. They process oxygen different, live harder lives, and develop a tougher mindset because of their socioeconomic circumstances. Not to mention their faith. Listen, whether you believe in religion or not, a true believer in God will elevate your ability to perform. Putting it in God's will allows you to focus on competing without all the neurotic baggage that comes with fighting another trained killer. Many of you will say that Khabib is a different level and we shouldn't compare. And I agree to a certain extent. Just because they are both from Dagestan, both Mall people, both from the same team, and both have fantastic beards, doesn't mean they're the same person. According to DC, Makhachev is a superior wrestler to Khabib. His words, not mine. Let me ask you, who do you think would win in a pure wrestling match? Leave a comment below. Do you think Khabib would be able to horse Makhachev around? Very interesting. Makhachev seems to be coming into his own right now, showing a level of grappling sophistication that is rare in MMA. Again, in the Doberman fight alone, he landed 2 takedowns in particular that stood out. A single leg trip and this inside trip off the cage. The variety is amazing. On the mat, he just cooks his opponents. They don't know how to deal with his pressure and positioning. It causes doubt and fatigue. Much like Khabib, Islam beats you mentally and physically. There's no telling what will happen in Islam Makhachev's career. As you know, this sport is as unpredictable as they come. It's one of the few professions where you can do everything right and still lose. Luck plays a gigantic role in the fight game. You can hedge against losing by training as hard as you can, dieting, and staying injury-free, but it only takes one wrong move and you can get caught. It has already happened to Makhachev. He zigged when he should have zagged and got caught. So predicting that he will be able to be as dominant as Khabib is tough to do. What I will say is Islam has the ingredients to reach the heights of Khabib, and that is saying a lot. Much like Khabib, Makhachev is representing the teachings of the late Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, and I'm more than sure he is looking down proud of what Islam Makhachev is achieving.